I had a friend of mine. I'm not telling you his name. He and I traveled to Chennai. I had a talk over there and he had to pitch in his business idea to investors. Now, let me tell you something about my friend. He is really, really smart. He sold his last company for around 6 or 7 crores, and he is essential to a lot of companies in India that I'm not going to mention now. I went on stage, I gave my speech, people loved it. It was really, really good. My friend went on stage, he told the investors about what his business is, what he does, where he's from, all the basic introduction things. At the end of that day, I got 7 business cards. He got only 1. He is 10 times more talented than I am. But the difference, I was able to communicate my impact 10 times better than he was. Tell me about yourself. A question that a lot of people primarily hate, because when it comes to it, we're thinking about ourselves a lot. But when it comes to talking about ourselves, especially to a person that wants to know everything about me in just a little bit of time, you start overthinking. I've built a framework that works for anybody that you can copy at the end of this video. Now, a few things you need to learn in order to ensure that your self-introduction is perfect is, first and foremost, remember, you need to give them stories, not facts. Give them reasons and not results. A big question people make when they talk about themselves, for example, their skills or their family and stuff, they immediately start describing themselves as a product. What skills do I have? Confident, teamwork, flexible, good communication skills. Are you a product per se? That's not how you should do it. Instead of telling them, I'm good at communication, you should tell them, I have done a lot of presentations, I've done a lot of interviews, and when I was in school and college, I used to be the one that they used to call for giving speeches and things. Hence, I'm a good communicator. That's the difference. Give them reasons, not just your results. The second thing you need to understand is you have to think from their POV. POV, point of view. Understand that you're not there to become his friend or anything. It is essential that whatever you talk, the goal is specific and the goal is clear as well. And the last thing I need to tell you before I give you the framework is, remember, don't try to impress, just be yourself. A mistake that I've seen live and in online sessions too is that people primarily want to boast themselves when they go to any type of interview. They want to introduce to the interviewer who they are going to be 10 years from now. But that's not who they're interviewing. They are interviewing you today. Don't try to impress. Just be yourself. Now let's move on to the framework. The first step in this framework is when you sit down and when they ask you the first question, always greet and thank them nicely. You don't have to go along saying like, thank you so much for this opportunity, sir. It's been my dream to be in this interview. Don't do that. It makes you look like a tryhard. Instead, just say, thanks for asking. I'll come back to step number 2 in a second. Step number 3 is for you to talk about your past in a very short, brief manner. Talk about your skills, your education, and any work experience. All of this should be a maximum of just 3 sentences. Understood? Step number 4 would be to discuss your present situation, what you're doing now. The next step would be for you to show the why you're doing this. Show them your motivation. Why are you in this interview? Why are you pursuing the job that got you here in the first place? Give them the why. And finally, you should share your future goals. Now, this and the last step can go hand in hand, but just so that you don't forget, make sure that you remember to share your future goals as well. Now, what is step number 2? Step number 2 is what you should do immediately after you greet and thank them, which is summarize yourself. All the things that we discussed. Step number 3 to the last step, it is essential that you summarize all of this, create one single sentence and say it immediately after you tell your name. Now, for example, my skills, I'm a very good communicator. I am amazing working in a team. I have done a lot of things, imagine. Now, my skills, I've told you, my hobbies are dancing, playing the guitar, boxing, whatever it is. I come from Kochi, right? Now, this is all of these steps. Now, in order for you to do the second step, you need to summarize all of this. For example, thanks for asking. My name is Jonah. I'm a 21-year-old student pursuing my dream of becoming whatever, a cabin crew member per se. That is the summary. It immediately shows the interviewer that you are clear and concise. So remember, in the summary, you should mention your name, your age if necessary. You can tell about your motive. I can switch it up. Hi, thanks for asking. My name is Jonah. I'm 21 years old. I come from Kochi and I'm pursuing my dream of becoming a whatever. Just remember it like that. Then you can go ahead and talk about your past, your work skills, discussing your present situation, meaning what you're pursuing now. If you have any part-time jobs, you can mention that as well. Now, what's the next step? You know this framework, right? I need you to take a book and pen and write down all of these things in just points. The next step is for you to start reading it and then start telling it to yourself. And then you need to actually start introducing yourself to the mirror, to your friends, whoever it is. But I assure you, it works for everyone. If it doesn't work for you, it's because you haven't practiced enough. So let's get to work. If you have any questions, just let me in the comments down below. All right?